In this video we'll be taking a look at the Behringer VIDEO MIC X1. The Behringer VIDEO MIC X1 is an $80 mic to put on top of your camera. It's a relatively small shotgun microphone and it's got a few cool features that I will talk about a little bit later. But first let's get into what comes in the box. So when you open the box, the first thing you're greeted with is a nice fabric bag that you can put the microphone in, as well as the accessories that it comes with. And then after that you have the microphone as well as the mount for the microphone, and a few other small things like a windscreen, and then there's this weird metal thing which I'm guessing is some sort of a stand that you can use for this mic. So now let's talk about the build quality and design of this microphone. So this microphone is fully made out of metal and it feels very premium in the hand, and I'm pretty surprised with the quality and feel of this microphone for 80 Australian dollars. At the front of the microphone you have a metal grill which has some slots on the side as well, because this is a stereo microphone, which means it picks up left and right signal. Then moving on to the middle of the microphone, you have a three-way switch. In the bottom position, it turns the microphone off. In the middle position, it puts a low cut filter which reduces all the bass sounds. If you're in a very bassy environment, you might want to use this. And then on the top position, it just uses its flat response curve. And you may be wondering why there is an off switch on the mic, and that is because you can either use this microphone with no battery, or you can actually install a battery in there, which I think is really good for cameras that have terrible preamps. And moving down to the bottom of the microphone, that is where you of course unscrew it and you can put the battery in, but right at the bottom is where the cable comes out, and this is a non-detachable cable unless of course you unsolder it, but it's non-detachable, which means it's always on. And this cable is decently long. It can extend to about like 10 inches or something like that, and it's coiled, so it can be stretched a little bit if you need to. At the end of that cable is a 3.5mm jack, which plugs straight into the microphone port on your camera or on your laptop or wherever you may be using this mic. Now the mount that comes with this microphone is actually surprisingly good. It is slightly shock mounted, which means it has a rubber gasket which you put the microphone in, and this rubber gasket does do something to stop the microphone from getting any noise from the camera, but it's not as good as the shock mounts that the Rode microphones come with. And it has a hot shoe at the bottom to fit onto your camera. So now onto the topic of sound. For this whole video you've been listening to the Behringer VIDEO MIC X1 around 6 inches away from my mouth, just out of frame right here. And personally, when I've been testing this microphone earlier, I found that this microphone has a pretty decent sound quality. It has a lot of high and mids, and a touch of lows in there to keep the microphone feeling quite balanced, and honestly I'm very happy with the sound that comes out of this mic. And this sort of distance that I'm using it right now is a little closer than you usually have on your camera, but it is a good representation of what it will sound like if you're going to boom the microphone above your head or below like I have it currently. And the room that I'm shooting in right now is quite an echoey room, so that will introduce some echo into the audio, but if you are shooting outside you won't have this issue and the audio will sound a lot better. Now I'm going to bring the microphone much closer to me to show you what the proximity effect is like on it and what it can sound like when it's a lot closer to your mouth. Okay, now I have the microphone around 1 to 2 inches away from my mouth, and as you can hear, it sounds pretty good. I am lowering the tone of my voice just a little bit so it doesn't clip the audio, but as you can hear, it does sound pretty good. I have the windscreen installed that comes in the box, and that does reduce the plosives a little bit, but this microphone is definitely not designed to be used right next to you really. It's mostly to be on the top of your camera or boomed right above you or in front of you or something like that. But this is what it does sound like if you were to use it in a close proximity. So what are my final thoughts on this mic? Well, for 80 Australian dollars, it's a bit of a steal to be honest. Compared to some of the Rode offerings, this is a very good value microphone that has some nice features, like being able to put a battery in if your camera needs it. Also, this microphone is definitely going to stand the test of time in terms of build quality, because it's very solidly built. So if you are looking for a microphone to mount on top of your camera, or if you want to use it to boom above your head and you're on a relatively tight budget, this microphone would be a perfect option. Also, this microphone is good if you do want to just get some backup audio to your main microphone, and if you pick up a dead cat for this mic, you could use this thing outside and get nice audio for your cinematic videos or anything like that. So hopefully this video did give you some insight into this microphone and helped you out in making a decision if you want to purchase it or not. And in the upcoming videos I will be comparing this microphone to the Rode NTG2, which is a 200 to 300 Australian dollar shotgun microphone that I have, as well as the Rode NT5, which is also around $200 to $300, but it's a pencil microphone which is more designed for indoor recording. So with all that out the way, if you did enjoy the video, drop a like on the video. If you didn't, drop a dislike on the video. And remember to subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.